Hey guys, ghazzyTV here with another YouTube video, and today we're going to talk about how to make currency from basically nothing and how you can make currency without actually directly playing the game. So I'm going to show you a few different tips and tricks of how to do this. This is very, very common. However, not enough people are knowledgeable about this, because you can actually set up a way to make currency whilst you're doing maps and have another mechanic or another source of income in terms of currency for you whilst you're playing, or just sitting and having some other things to do on your computer. Maybe you're working from home now during the Corona times, or maybe you're just chilling and playing another game. You can have PoE running in the background and make currency. And the way to do this is flipping currency. So we're going to show you how to do that. Before we go into this, I do want to make a little bit of an announcement. We currently have a sponsor from Rachel Legends, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows it's a meme. I know it's a meme. However, it's actually helping me a lot in the situation where I have lost all my income from YouTube in the last couple of months due to my channel being hacked. More information in the description below. And if you want to help me out, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and comment for more content on this channel. It helps me out a lot, but the sponsorship is helping me a lot as well. So in the description there's a link to be able to download the game and play through the tutorial. This takes about 5 minutes to try the game out, and I need to reach 170 people to do this. If I do that, I will not only play a bow build, I will also be playing a melee build before this league ends. And on top of that, I'm also going to be hosting a big PoE MTX giveaway with the points. Giveaway on stream as well as on YouTube. So it's going to be 2 separate giveaways once we hit those 170 people to download the game and play through the tutorial. So if you want to do that, appreciate the help. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to the video. So basically, when I'm talking about profit crafting, which you can also do a lot of currency making by basically investing currency into crafting, and then when it sells, you're going to get that currency back. And flipping currency is basically seen in the similar way, where you are investing currency to make more currency. So there's a few things I'm going to go through and to show you how to do it and what to think about in these specific situations. And this is very commonly used throughout the entirety of a league, but most commonly and most importantly in the start of a league, coming in the next league within about a month from now. So I'm going to talk about these things. So basically you have to understand the different ways of making currency. There's 2 different pretty well commonly known ways to make currency. First one is obviously generating currency by finding them. So you play maps, you do your content, you play the game basically, and you get currency for the things that you drop. If you're lucky, you get a big ass voice cluster jewels, for example, make some money out of that. Or simply you just get some exalted drops here and there. Unless you have some streamer RNG and get a mirror, which I've never seen so far. Absolutely disgusting. The other way is to do service runs, and this is something many people know. You do service kills in Uber Elder, Uber Atziri, you know, the list goes on, delve depth bosses and whatnot, and you can charge a bit of currency to do the kill for them, awakener kills and whatnot, where the investment is basically your character and also your time to do this, and then you charge for that. So those are the 2 most common ways of making currency. However, what I'm going to be talking about is the similar approach to making currency that I have when I'm making profit crafts. So with that, I want to show you the idea of it. So I'm going to show you some simple crafts to start with. We can take, let's see, let's take, actually, it doesn't matter if they're really high budget or not. So if you look at this shield, for example, this shield is a extremely good one, but exclude the higher tier mods in this. This shield is designed for a meta build, being the Herald Stackers. It has the socket that gems have reduced mana reservation. It has block spell damage, recover energy shield when you block. So basically perfect suffixes. So I hit something like this, then this will be worth a lot of currency if it has a decent amount of energy shield. So this one is obviously overkill. But in this situation, you're looking for very specific modifiers. What I do when I profit craft, I make sure that I look at an item that I'm crafting and I choose a way to craft it that opens up the possibility for me to hit other modifiers that might not be what I'm looking for, but it's still profitable. So then you can I'll show you this shield, for example. This one doesn't have these modifiers, but I got lucky and got extremely high energy shield with a high spell percent crit chance. This is not what I was looking for, but this type of rolls were available to me as I chose to only use dense fossils to craft it. So basically what I'm doing, in the sense to revert back to the idea of this video, is basically when I'm crafting for profit, I am investing currency into an item, and that investment will then be the source of profit for me. So when that sells, that will be the banking of my currency, basically. So in this case, when I'm profit crafting, I make sure that whatever I craft is not very, it's not a thin line of this is profitable, everything else is garbage. So what I do is I make sure that I have several different outcomes that might not be what I'm looking for, but would still be a profitable craft for me to do. That way my investment is targeting a possibility or a higher probability of generating currency back to me. So crafting is obviously one of these big things. I have plenty of crafting videos, you can check them out in the link below. But what I will be mainly focusing on in this video is flipping currency. It works the same way, where you are investing currency into then making profit from that. And one thing that is very common in many games with trading, ranging from even games like World of Warcraft and whatnot, where if you sell, let's take an example. Let's take the Essence of Horror, for example. It's a great example. I purchased about 2,000 of these this league. I buy them, if you buy them on the market, they're about 4 to 6 chaos each. So I'm going to show you everything, every step on the way for this now. You search Essences of Horror as an example. That's a Delirium Horror. And you can see that first you have a couple price checkers or price fixers. That's 1. Okay, 4 chaos, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Goes down to about 6 chaos. So for the sake of the argument, let's pretend that you can buy single stacks. Sometimes you can get them 2 of them. Some of these has 2 of them available. This guy has 5, selling for 10 CEs. It's a bit expensive. But let's say that you can get them for 1 at a time for about 4 to 6 chaos. Let's say 5 chaos averagely. That's not very much. And to then sell them again, you can't obviously sell them for the same price. So what you do then is that you gather up enough of these and you do the flipping. And the flipping involves you selling them in bulk. Because people hate trading in this game, myself included. So when a lot of people like myself that crafts for very high quantity of items, specifically essences, fossils, and all of these things, it's even divine orbs is profitable to do this with. You want to sell them in a bulk state. And when you do a bulk state, you can up the price quite significantly because you have a higher quantity. So the person buying from you don't have to whisper 100 different people. So if you go into the searching and you search for 10 minimum stock, you can see that the prices goes from 4 to 6 chaos each to suddenly, maybe not this one, but even if this one is selling, it would be 5C and he would sell it immediately. And if you were trying to flip, you would buy these immediately. They're selling them for 15 chaos a pop. So just to give you some quick, easy numbers, let's say you buy 50 essences for 5 chaos a pop. That's 250 chaos investment. If you then sell your 50 in a bulk for 15C, that's 750 chaos you get back, minus the 250 you invested. That's 500 chaos, pure profit. So there's 2 ways to do this. Well, three things you have to think about. 1, choose which markets you want to flip. Basically, you decide which type of item you want to work with, and then you check the purchase prices, and you create a buy order. And I'll show you how to do this in this video. And then you set up a sell order with a bulk amount, even when you only have a couple. So that way you can just make sure you just add more to that list. I'm going to show you how to do this and what to think about. I'm going to show you 2 different types of crafting items, but you make up your own mind how to do it. Keep in mind that things that are very common, like fossils, for example, has a much smaller margin of profit, but is still profitable. So this is a great example as of horrors. So if I'm looking at buy orders, that means you do this. You're selling Essence of Horror for chaos. And you can see that people already have buy orders. You see that this guy is buying them for 11.3 chaos a piece. So that means that even if this guy puts this market up, or 9 chaos a piece, let's say 12 chaos, even when this guy has this buy order up, if he buys them for 12C a pop, he's still, when he's selling his bulk, still making a pure 3 chaos profit per essence from doing literally nothing. He's putting up a buy order, people will whisper him, sell their essences to him, because they get more for selling it there than putting it up for sale for 10C or 12 chaos for 1 essence, because that will basically never sell. And just selling it to these buy orders, and then this person will then make currency by selling them in a bulk. So that's basically the process behind it. So how do you then set up a buy order? And the buy order, you can go to pathofexile.com/trade and go to click the button About. Now this is where premium stash tabs comes in. You have to have a premium stash tab for this to work. So bulk item exchange, for example, if you type this dash price space 3/1 fusing, it will then show you that if you do this on a chaos orb, it will list your intent to buy 3 orb of fusing for 1 chaos orb. So to take that into consideration, let's take out chaos orbs here, and I go to my buy order tag. No, it's not big. Buy orders. I already had chaos in here. I don't have any buy orders. So basically, the process is this. I take price, and then if you look at this, it says that I would have a 3-1, where the second number would be the amount of chaos orbs. So I would do this, and I would do this, and then I know that, okay, now I'm gonna make 12 chaos a pop for these Essence of Horror that we talked about. And as you can see, you can choose which essences it is by going down to tags essences. You can go all the way to Essence of Horror. I know that it's going to be Essence with a dash of Horror. So if you go down to Essence of Horror, you can just copy paste this in if you want to, and just paste it in and you get it correctly. Click OK. And now this one will show me now that I have a buy order up for 1 Essence of Horror for 12 chaos. If you're uncertain if this is the correct way, if you mixed it up one way or another, the easiest way is obviously to go in here, go for essences, Essence of Horror, and check the buy orders. Oh, I didn't even click it. Essence of Horror, there we go. Search, and you do this till you see that your name shows up. Now it's going to take some time for the API to react. Once it does, you can double check that yes, indeed, you did put it correctly. If you didn't, then you just switch the numbers. 12 for 1. Is in this case, according to the About tab, this is correct. 12 chaos, because it's tagged on a chaos orb, for 1 Essence of Horror. And if this is incorrect, which I'll easily double check in here, you just switch the numbers. So I'm going to remove this because I have no need for this. I don't really want to buy more. That allows me to see that I will actually buy chaos, buy Essence of Horror from more than this person, which means that I will be the top person. People will whisper to sell me Essence of Horror. And then I will just create a sale tab, or a normal trade like this, doesn't really matter, or I would simply just put up my essences in a public stash tab, and then click here, and I will put negotiable price, and I will put 15 chaos, like that. And the stock shows up because this tab is public. That is why I have a currency tab specifically set as public, so that when people are looking to sell their essences to me, they will see that I have 2,300 chaos orbs. Just a few different tricks you can do for this. So basically, make sure that the currency that you're willing to invest is in a public stash tab, and the items that you're selling is in a public stash tab. So I only need to put 1 chaos here for the buy order, as long as I have the currency that I'm willing to invest in a public stash tab, which I have over here. Now, you don't have to have another currency tab for this. You can just make your normal tab public as well if you want to. It doesn't really matter, or a normal premium tab as well. So that's just one example, and like I mentioned, I will show you a second example of this where this can be utilized, and that is, let's take another essence. Let's take Deafening Essence of Woe. Same thing here. You buy them separately, 1-to-1, for, let's say, 4 to 5 chaos, 4 chaos. So what you can do when you're flipping currency is a couple of things. Like I mentioned, you got to think about a few things. One is setting up the buy order, like I showed you how to do it. The other thing is you obviously don't want to do this all the time because that's really boring. My personal recommendation is that you can then, every time you log in to play for the day, you check the market, you buy all the ones that are single, like Whisper, all of these guys, purchase them, and then just play the game, have your buy orders up, and then be done with it. If you try to hammer down this market, it's just going to be annoying. People stop responding, and you're going to increase the price of the market. It's just going to be really, really annoying. So basically, you buy the ones once every day, you sell them for bulk, and then you're done. You can play the game. You can generate currency from drops as you're doing this flipping strategy, and you can do this on several different items at the same time, of course. The last thing you got to think about when it comes to this, I will mention after I've showed you the price differences of Essence of Woe, the highest version. You buy them for 4 chaos. If you look at the buy order for these are being sold for, you can buy them for 6 chaos a piece according to the buy orders. As you can see here, they have a public stash tab of 7k chaos. So basically you put up a buy order for maybe 6.5 chaos a piece instead if you want to. And then you can check how much they're selling for in bulk. Take at least 10 essences. You can see that 10 essences are selling for 13 to 14C. So to show you the calculation, on a mere amount of 10 essences that you buy for 5 chaos a piece, that means you spend 50 chaos investing. This 50 chaos investment is now worth 130 chaos, and removing the investment cost is that if you just buy 10 essences and sell them in a bulk, you profit 80 chaos straight off the bat. That's only 10, literally only 10. And you can see here, people have plenty of these, and these are going up and down, and that's how you flip it. You just keep buying them, and basically what they kind of create is a situation you'll create for yourself. It's a situation where, let's call it the interest rate that you gain for these investments will be the source of currency that you then reinvest. So eventually you have currency, making currency to yourself by barely doing anything more than a couple of trades. And if you don't want to spam people to buy these single ones for a higher margin profit for those you buy, you can just let the buy orders do itself. So it's not as much currency, but it's almost no work involved. You just respond to someone whispering you rather than you whispering others, and that's direct currency profit for you. The last thing you got to think about when doing this is that this is not something I would recommend someone who only plays an hour or two a day, because the way this works is that you will only profit when you sell these bots, which means that the fewer hours you play in the game, making you available on the market for people to trade you, the lower the chances are that you will actually profit when you're doing this. So that's why it's not really recommended for people that only play a couple of hours. But if you play a handful of hours a day, or hell, let's say that you have a very long gaming sessions during the weekends or late evenings or something, then you're in a situation where you're creating a availability of yourself on the market. And this is also something that can be utilized for someone who's working from home or doing some other things from the computer, where you can have Path of Exile running in the background, where you're basically profiting from doing nothing. That's about it. That's all I wanted to say, because there's no guides out there, no videos showing or telling people how to flip currency in this league, which is one of the most easiest and most comfortable way to make currency, because you make currency out of people like myself, like MB Extreme, like many of us crafting streamers. We don't care if we spend 4 or 5 times as much currency buying our crafting materials, because we don't have to go through 6,000 trades to get that amount of quantity. So we are happy to buy that much. And that's just the streamers. There are plenty of non-streamers doing this as well, because we used to want to invest this currency or these crafting materials into the other way of making currency, which is basically investing your currency into a crafting item, which you'll then sell, and that will be the investment. But that requires a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things, not just crafting, but also the way the meta works and which builds are popular and whatnot. Whereas flipping currency requires pretty much no experience and no knowledge. You go in, you check the market, okay, great, I'll buy these, and then I'll sell them for more. Done. Easy money making. That's about it. That's all I have for this video. Make sure you check out the crafting videos in the link below, and I appreciate all of you guys that are participating in the Raid Channel Legends to play the tutorial. It takes about 5 minutes. It means a lot to me, guys, and I'll host a big-ass giveaway here on YouTube, as well as on stream with some PoE MTX points giveaways. And I'll play a bow build and a melee build. Ugh. Anyways, if you want to support the stream, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Until next time, boys, stay safe, keep rocking.